A railcar explosion in West Virginia is raising questions tonight about railcar safety in southeast Texas. A train carrying crude oil Monday afternoon in West Virginia derailed, leading to an explosion and fire. 20 tank cars burned. More than 100 people near the derailment site evacuated. No one died. KFDM's Huet is investigating railcar safety. She joins us live in Beaumont to share what she's learned. Lauren?
Kelly, railcars carrying crude oil travel through southeast Texas each day. The railroad tracks behind me run right through Beaumont, and there are several businesses and houses right alongside the tracks. I spoke with the spokesperson for the Association of American Railroads. He says almost 100% of railcars carrying crude oil arrive safely. He says the railroad industry has dramatically improved safety over the last 3 decades and strongly supports stronger federal regulations for oil tank cars.
That's where this texture shirt comes from.
Bill Munro's business is next to the railroad tracks near downtown Beaumont.
We live with them down here at Munro's every day. It affects our deliveries and stuff. But, you know, commerce doesn't go on in this area without the railroad.
Munro says it's good to be cautious, but he's not too worried about a major accident.
The railroad does a pretty good job around here. Their barricades they just put up in the last few years seem to work very well. And then also the fact when they're coming through here, they're in town, they're moving a lot slower than they were in the case of the accident that happened yesterday in West Virginia.
Investigators are still trying to determine what caused the derailment Monday in southern West Virginia. 20 cars caught fire. The oil tank cars were newer model rail cars.
Predominantly are the newer cars. You can't guarantee it 100%.
Jefferson County Emergency Management Coordinator Greg Fountain says most of the oil tank cars traveling through southeast Texas are fairly new.
You cannot build a rail car thick enough to withstand a violent derailment, or they're too heavy to be profitable to haul the crude in.
He says there are 3 places in southeast Texas that receive crude by rail.
The actual facilities and their operators do a great job. They're new facilities. They're 2 to 3 years old with state-of-the-art equipment, but with most of these rail car incidents, you're finding out it's weather or human error that are the leading causes of these accidents.
There are some safety factors in southeast Texas's favor. Milder weather and flat land.
By and large, we don't have the same topography like the incident that occurred in Tennessee or the one that occurred in Canada, or even the one within the last week in West Virginia.
The Association of American Railroads says 99.995% of rail cars containing crude oil arrive safely. But Fountain says the county is prepared in the event of an emergency.